I think they orchestrate that to make sure. Well, Dwight probably make sure the money there to make sure that they straight with respect to whatever they be doing. But Dwight ain't on that or not. That's my personal view. All right. Let me see what else now. I'm moving on. All right. Now, in Bimini, the owner of the Bimini Resort, the owner of Resorts World Bimini, the majority owner, has slammed the resort, Resorts World Bimini, as a financial failure and labeled Resorts World Bimini as the poorest performing resort investment in its worldwide hospitality empire. Genting America, in legal arguments calling for the dismissal of Arado Capo's $600 million damages claim against it, admitted that $310 million spent on constructing Bimini's largest resort was too expensive and the property had failed to attract sufficient patrons to generate the cash flow and profits needed to repay this financing. It is interesting that Arado Capo is suing Genting for money over Resorts World, because I worked at Resorts World. Not a Resorts World. I worked for Capo. I worked at OPAC Bahamas. I was running the security team for OPAC Bahamas. We brought in a contract for the Homeowners Association for $300,000. The Homeowners Association was paying the security team for OPAC Bahamas. And if I recall correctly, and I may be wrong, but if I recall correctly, even then, OPAC Bahamas was back charging Genting America and Resorts World. So whatever bills that they paid, like we were providing security, and so they would pay us from the contract money that we received, and they would bill Resorts World. So Resorts World was billed for everything and back billed, even if they didn't use the fuel or whatever, even if whatever expenses were incurred, OPAC was charging Resorts World. It did not matter if it was related to them or not. OPAC was charging Resorts World for it. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I used to work there. I know. Every expense. You understand what I'm saying to you? Well, I know Bimini, I can talk to you all about the boarders fee in a minute. As a matter of fact, I can talk about the boarders fee right after this, because I had an encounter with a couple who told me about it, and I saw something online. So I'm going to talk about that right after this. But it's baffling that Arado Capo and his company would seek to sue Resorts World when they were cleaning up from Resorts World by overcharging and back charging and double charging and all that other stuff. They were doing it because while I was there, a concern was raised, and then they, because they were even cracking down on us, the security, even though we were in 2017, we had our own contract. We was making money for the company, and they were still, and they did not want us to overspend that. It was $300,000, and they were still charging all of the expenses to Resorts World, and they were charging Resorts World more than they were actually paying. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. Because everything they charge Resorts World, they double the prices. They were bringing in cheap labor and charging ridiculous prices for it. Huh? The foreign workers was getting one pay, and Genting Group and them was being billed something else.